I'm striving to get rich. That's why I always went 2 years without buying shoes and feet. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little proud.
Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in, and it is time for another Chicago Bears preview. The Bears come back home after a Thanksgiving win. They improved last week to 4-7, and it is Orange Jersey week, and the Bears are at home taking on the 9-2 Arizona Cardinals, the best record in the NFL. And it's time to preview and predict this upcoming Bears contest, a must-win for the Bears at that. To be 100% quite honest with you guys, the Bears are in a tough matchup. This Bears team are in a tough matchup. Now, we already have the injury bug with Hicks, Mack, Ogletree, and Trevathan. The Bears have the injury bug, and they're going to go against the Cardinals team that has a little bit of an injury bug of their own. J.J. Watt is out for the year. You have Montgomery and Deandre Hopkins, who's missed the last couple of games dealing with injuries, and it's kind of looking like both of those guys could be back this week. The Bears have Justin Fields dealing with a rib injury. He's been limited in practice, and signs are pointing towards Andy Dalton being the starting quarterback once again this week against the Arizona Cardinals. And the Bears, they have their work cut out for them in this contest. The Bears offense, still not there.
So much pain! So much pain!
Andy Dalton had a somewhat impressive day, throwing for over 300 yards against the poorest Lions defense. And I said in my reaction video that we're not going to read too much into those stats because I've been one to always say on this channel, numbers never lie, but they do not tell the entire story of how games went. How that game went last week, the Bears offense was once again inconsistent. And you're going up against the Arizona Cardinals team who is very hot right now. Even though they've had a little bit of a stumble after starting the year undefeated. You had, of course, the injuries of aforementioned Montgomery and Deandre Hopkins, who I think are the two best players on their team. And Montgomery was having an MVP season up to the point to where he suffered an injury. Deandre Hopkins, I think, is still one of the top tier receivers in the NFL when healthy, but this Cardinals offense is loaded. Outside of Montgomery and DeAndre Hopkins, this offense is still have weapons. You have Christian Kirk at the receiver position, AJ Green, who's been playing well. You have Rondale Moore, who they've been using as a weapon. Now, they do have Chase Edmonds out. He's been put on IR. But James Conner has been having kind of a bounce back year from what he had last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Colt McCoy has been the game manager, the ultimate game manager during his starting point. Up to this point, it hasn't been official as to who's going to start for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray or Colt McCoy. Offensively, they still pose a huge threat in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Watching this Arizona Cardinals offense, they can put up points in bunches no matter who the quarterback is. Now, it's definitely more electric with Kyler Murray because of his running ability, his ability to get outside of the pocket, his ability to make plays on the move, not only just running with his legs, but he can throw the ball on the run. And if the Cardinals have that weapon, it is going to be even harder for this Bears defense to defend, especially when the Bears have a lot of injuries. Now, of course, Robert Quinn just named NFC Defensive Player of the Month in November, and congratulations to him. He's been having an outstanding bounce back year from what he had last season. This Bears defense will have their work cut out for him to stop this Arizona Cardinals offense, who has been one of the top offenses in the NFL so far this year, and which is the huge reason why they have a 9-2 record as it stands right now. Of course, we have Roquan Smith, who's been balling out, but he has an injury of his own, getting out of that Lions game with a hamstring injury. So that's another injury for the Chicago Bears defense to deal with, and it's going to remain to be seen if he is going to be able to go this week against this Arizona Cardinals team. Both teams on each side of the ball, offensive defense, Bears defense, Arizona offense, has injuries. It has injuries, but I think the Bears injuries are a lot worse because they have a lot of key guys out, and this defense has just been susceptible at times. It has been hit or miss, and it's really been missed in clutch situations. And it almost blew the game last week against the Detroit Lions. So it's going to remain to be seen if this Bears defense is going to be able to hold up to a test of this very explosive Arizona Cardinals offense, especially if Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are going to come back this week. And if they are back, the Bears have their absolute hands filled. Now, I'm not going to get into the numbers of either of these teams because, like I said, I am not a numbers guy, and I don't like to really dip into numbers when I'm talking about things that are going to happen on the field, when I'm talking about the eye test. I don't like looking at numbers when it comes to that. I like looking at how things are going. Cliff Kingsbury's play calling this year has been a huge difference from what it was last year. Now, they have more weapons. They have a better offensive line this year. This Arizona Cardinals offense is going to present a tough task for the Chicago Bears team to deal with. Now, looking on the offensive side of the ball for the Chicago Bears, it's been struggling. It has been a struggle fest, to say the least. Like I said in my Bears playoff video, the Bears are dead last in passing. Dead last in passing. Despite Andy Dalton playing a solid game last week, this Bears offense is it's a pain to watch. It is a pain to watch this Bears offense. And you're going up against the Arizona Cardinals defense with Marcus Golden, who's been playing well. You got Byron Murphy and Budda Baker, who's one of the better safeties in the league. Chandler Jones is still producing at a high level. And this Bears offensive line, I believe, still has a bit of a struggle when it comes to pass protection. And when you're going up against an elite pass rusher and Chandler Jones, when you're going up against a very, very solid pass rusher in his own right, and Marcus Golden, Isaiah Simmons is really having a bounce back second year, having struggled last year, and Byron Murphy has been really solid at the cover corner spot. Now, we still don't know if we're going to have Allen Robinson back for this game. Darnell Mooney has his own injuries, and it's looking like Andy Dalton is going to be the starter this week. Justin Fields has been limited in practice, and all signs are pointing towards Andy Dalton starting in this football game. The Bears are going to have to run the football. The Bears are going to have to run the football in this game because passing, Andy Dalton doesn't present that same factor as in Justin Fields' mobility. Now, he's a better passer at this stage right now than Justin Fields because of his experience and his ability to get the ball out a little bit quicker and make quicker reads and make quicker decisions than Justin Fields has made. This pass rush for the Arizona Cardinals presents problems for the Chicago Bears offensive line, who has struggled to pick up the blitz. Now, despite only letting up one sack last week against the Detroit Lions, they don't have a pass rush. They have absolutely no pass rush, and you're going up against the Arizona Cardinals team who has a very good pass rush. Even with J.J. Watt being out, they still have a very good pass rush, and the Bears are going to have to run the football. The Bears are going to have to be physical up front because the running game has been the bread and butter of this football team. Now, they don't have a true identity on offense, honestly, because Matt Nagy and his play calling, well, he hasn't been calling plays much, but his offensive scheme gets away from the running game. Even when it's not working, even when it's working, he still has a tendency to get away from the running game, and you cannot do this in a contest like this against a pass rush against the Arizona Cardinals. You just cannot do it. Now, the corners and safeties have been better for Arizona this year. Byron Murphy has been playing solid. Budda Baker is still great. You're going to have to run the football against this Arizona Cardinals defense. And the Bears are going to have to find some way to succeed in the passing game. Offensively, it's going to be hard to watch this Bears offense if the pass rush for the Arizona Cardinals get home. Pass rush for Arizona gets home is going to be a long day. And Andy Dalton does not have that mobility as a Justin Fields to get out and escape in the pocket. He doesn't have that rollout ability. So this Bears offense presents not very much, to be honest, against this Arizona Cardinals defense. David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert have to be factors in this game. Both of those running backs have to be factors in this game for the Bears to pull out a victory. And the passing game has to do something more against this Arizona Cardinals defense. We're still going to be questioned about Allen Robinson. We still don't know if he's going to play or not. And Kmet has to be used more. Kmet has to be more of a factor, not just in blocking, but and Jimmy Graham as well has to be more of factors in this contest. And I've been saying it all season. The tight end position for the Chicago Bears need to be better factors. in this offense in order for this offense to succeed, no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Fields and he comes back and starts, or whether it's Andy Dalton that's starting. The tight end has to be utilized more with this Chicago Bears offense in this contest for them to sneak out a victory, an upset victory, a huge upset victory over the Arizona Cardinals in this contest. 3 keys for the Bears to win this ball game. 1, establish your run. Be very physical, establish your run game. That has been the most successful thing about the Bears offense. Stick to the running game, not just establish it. You have to stick to a running game. Play time of possession, play ball control, play clock control to keep this Arizona Cardinals offense off the field, to keep your defense fresh, to keep Robert Quinn fresh, to get after the quarterback, and to keep Travis Gibson and those boys fresh to get after whoever it is at quarterback, whether it's McCoy or whether it's Kyler Murray, which it looks like Kyler Murray might be playing back this week. The time of possession, game sealed. Run your football, establish your run, and stick to your running game. Number 2, key offensively for the Bears, get your tight ends involved. This offense is more successful when you're getting Cole Kmet and you're getting Jimmy Graham touches. When you're getting them targets and touches, this offense has the ability to be successful. Not saying otherworldly or score a bunch of points, but you have to establish your tight end position. Establish Cole Kmet, get him involved in the game other than blocking. Get Jimmy Graham involved in the game other than blocking. Those 2 players, I believe, are going to be key in a Bears victory if they are able to pull off this upset. And key number 3, the Bears defensively, they have to stay course. The Bears defensively have to stay consistent. The Bears defensively have been inconsistent the past couple of weeks, whether it's been Pittsburgh, whether it's been Baltimore, whether it was a blitz last week against Detroit. The Bears offense has to stay consistent. They have to blitz more. The Bears, I think, have to blitz a little bit more when you don't have Khalil, Mack in the lineup. Akeem Hicks is still questioned whether he's going to be in the lineup. They have to utilize the blitz more. If Roquan is unable to play, it's going to be even tougher. But you still have to bring somewhat of a blitz to kind of confuse this Cardinals offensive line, who has been playing a little bit solid, but you have to blitz more, I believe, in order to win this game. Whether it's Murray or whether it's McCoy, the Bears have to blitz more to win this ball game. My pick for this contest this week will be the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, I believe, will win this game. Reasons I believe they will win this game. Number 1, I don't believe the Bears defense will be consistent enough to slow down this Arizona offense, whether it's McCoy, whether it's Kyler Murray. I don't believe this Bears defensively can be consistent enough to slow down all of those weapons with the Arizona Cardinals. With Zach Ertz playing great football, and he's been a welcomed addition to this offense over the past couple of weeks, I just don't see, even with injuries to their quarterback position, the Bears have too many injuries to slow down this offense, and the Bears just don't have enough, I think, to slow down Arizona's offense. And the Bears offensively, it's just been inconsistent all year, and you cannot trust them to be consistent in this ball game, especially against Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, Byron Murphy, and Budda Baker and those boys. I just don't believe this offense will be consistent enough to put up enough points to match what I think Arizona is going to do. So I don't see the Bears winning this game, and I don't see it really being a close game in my opinion. I had the Cardinals winning this game of a score of 28-13. It's going to be close a little bit in the beginning, but I think Arizona's going to figure out the Bears, and they're going to start to put this game away as it goes, and I don't see it being any close. So the Cardinals win this game 28-13 on the road. But that is all I have for you guys. Make sure you guys leave this video a like. That does help this channel to grow tremendously. And comment your thoughts about the game down below. Do you think the Bears have a shot at winning this game, or do you believe it's going to be another stinker for the Chicago Bears? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, subscribe to the channel. That helps this channel to grow tremendously. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. Have a great and excellent day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bear down. Peace.